Welcome to Kyrgyzstan. Did you know that nearly 90% of Kyrgyzstan is covered by mountains? With the towering Tian, Shan, and Pamir ranges stretching across the country, it's no wonder this country is often called the Switzerland of Central Asia. For centuries, nomads have roamed these lands, herding yaks and living in yurts, carrying stories of survival and freedom across these vast peaks. These mountains aren't just landscapes. They hold secrets of ancient travelers' hidden trails and breathtaking views that seem almost untouched by time. Kyrgyzstan, a land where every corner is a picture-perfect mix of rugged beauty and cultural richness. Snow-capped peaks, emerald valleys, and sparkling alpine lakes paint a scene straight out of a dream. So, what makes this Switzerland of Central Asia so magical? And why has it remained a hidden gem for so long? Stay with me, because by the end of this journey you'll discover wonders of Kyrgyzstan that most travelers never get to see. Long ago, Timur called Ala-Kol Lake It-Ichmes, meaning a dog who will not drink because of its salty waters. Yet, over time, people discovered that its waters held healing powers, and travelers along the Silk Road often came here to rest and recover. The lake stretches across 104 kilometers in length and 52 kilometers in width, with 3 mysterious islands in the center that are home to rare birds and animals. What makes Ala-Kol truly magical is how the water changes color depending on the weather. Sometimes pale blue, sometimes gray, even reddish brown or almost black during storms. Visitors can feel the beneficial air, filled with the scent of the steppe, which even helped cosmonauts recover after space missions. On its shores, you'll find unique black sand and smooth pebbles, creating a beach unlike any other in the world. Today, more than 2 million tourists visit Ala-Kol every year, coming for relaxation, adventure, and the chance to connect with one of Kazakhstan's greatest natural treasures. Now, before we move on to the next destination, here's a fun question for you. How many neighboring countries border Kyrgyzstan? Comment your answer. Over thousands of years, earthquakes shaped this hidden valley, creating a lake so remote that it was barely known until recently. At 3,600 meters above sea level, Lake Kel-Suu is a turquoise jewel surrounded by cliffs, snow, and silence. Its name means incoming water, and the lake is known for a rare phenomenon. Sometimes it vanishes completely into underground caves. Kel-Suu is about 9 kilometers long, and its width changes from just 500 meters to nearly 2 kilometers. The entire northern part is walled by high cliffs, which makes it hard to walk around the shoreline. Even in July and August, daytime temperatures stay around 14 to 16 degrees Celsius, and nights can drop below freezing. To get here, travelers must ride horses or hike through the Ak-Sai Valley near the Chinese border. Most visitors stay in yurts organized by local shepherds, where they can also rent horses for exploring. The best way to see the lake is by boat, which takes you past rocky islands, waterfalls, caves, and grottos hidden between the cliffs. Sometimes, changing water levels can flood the roads, so many tourists check conditions before coming. Issyk-Kul is the second largest mountain lake in the world, and it's so salty, it never freezes, even in the harsh winters of Kyrgyzstan. It sits 1,607 meters above sea level and stretches 182 kilometers long and up to 60 kilometers wide. The lake reaches a depth of 668 meters, making it the deepest lake on Earth whose bottom lies above sea level. Its salinity is about 0.6%, enough to keep the water from freezing even when temperatures drop far below zero. About 118 rivers and streams flow into Issyk-Kul, including the Jurgalang and Tup rivers. Although it has no visible outlet, hydrologists believe its water slowly drains underground and feeds the distant Chu River. The bottom of the lake is rich in rare minerals like monohydrocalcite, found in very few places in the world. During the Soviet era, Issyk-Kul's northern shore became a major resort area, filled with sanatoriums and vacation houses. After the USSR collapsed, many of those resorts declined, but today they are being restored for a new wave of visitors. The lake is now part of the Issyk-Kul Biosphere Reserve and a Ramsar wetland site, protecting its unique biodiversity. Visitors can see flocks of migratory birds, explore nearby hot springs, and enjoy views of the snow-capped Tian Mountains. If you are watching this, please click the subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It's completely free, but means a lot to us. From above, these cliffs look like sculpted art, but no human hands touched them. Millions of years of erosion created the Ak-Sai Canyons, a place so surreal it challenges everything you thought nature could do. The canyons are located just 5 kilometers from Ak-Sai village, along the main road between Karakol and Balikchi. They cover an area of more than 15 square kilometers, with canyon walls reaching up to 1,750 meters high. The yellow-red sandstone cliffs were carved by rivers that dried up long ago, creating patterns and shapes that look almost unreal. Hikers can explore hidden trails that pass through remote sections of the canyons, each turn offering a new panoramic view of the Ak-Sai Valley and Issyk-Kul Lake. Local legends say ancestral spirits protect the canyon, and some stories even tell of a giant who shaped the rocks with his hands. The best time to visit is between June and September, when the warm weather makes it perfect for hiking and enjoying the dramatic landscapes. More than 50 mountain peaks and 20 glaciers sit inside just one valley, and they're all waiting for you in Ala-Archa. This is where nature shows off its most dramatic side. Just 35 kilometers from Bishkek, this alpine park feels like stepping into another world. Here, rivers twist through deep gorges, waterfalls tumble down from icy cliffs, and wildflowers paint the meadows in summer. The park rises from 1,500 meters all the way to nearly 4,900 meters at the Semenov-Tianshansky Peak, the roof of the Kyrgyz Alatu Range. It's a paradise for hikers and climbers, with more than 150 trails marked for every level of adventure. But Ala-Archa is more than just a playground. It's a sanctuary. Over 800 species of plants grow here, along with 40 kinds of animals and 160 types of birds. Rare snow leopards still roam these high plateaus, making this one of the few places where they survive in the wild. The park's name comes from the Archa tree, a bright juniper that Kyrgyz people once burned to chase away evil spirits. Song-Kul Lake is an alpine lake located in the northern Naryn region of Kyrgyzstan, sitting at 3,016 meters above sea level. Covering an area of about 270 square kilometers, it is the second largest lake in Kyrgyzstan and the largest freshwater lake in the country. The lake reaches 29 kilometers in length and 18 kilometers at its widest point, with a maximum depth of 13.2 meters. Glacier-fed waters flow from Song-Kul into the Song-Kul River, which eventually joins the Naryn River. Low, swampy shores surround the lake, with patches of reeds and natural pastures stretching along the edge. In 2011, Song-Kul was designated as a wetland of international importance on the Ramsar list. A section of the lake and its shore is protected as part of the Karakol Nature Reserve, covering 3,400 hectares of land and 5,200 hectares of water. The area is popular for multi-day horseback tours, trekking, and overnight stays in traditional yurts, allowing visitors to experience Kyrgyz nomadic life. Is this spot on your travel list now? Comment 1 if you've been, or 2 if it just made your must-see list. From the Turpan Depression, 154 meters below sea level, to Jengish Chokusu, towering 7,439 meters high, the Tian Shan rise like a giant staircase from desert to sky. These mountains stretch across Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and China, forming a natural barrier that has shaped civilizations for thousands of years. Over 100,000 years ago, massive glaciers carved the land, leaving behind deep valleys, sparkling lakes, and jagged peaks that look almost unreal. The South Sary-Chelek Glacier, still 61 kilometers long, is a living remnant of this icy past, flowing slowly toward Lake Issyk-Kul. During the last ice age, the glacier snowline was more than 1,200 meters lower, turning the region into a frozen world few could survive. Yet the Tian Shan were protected by warm monsoon winds, creating a unique environment where plants and animals could thrive despite harsh conditions. These mountains are sacred in Tengrism, holding spiritual meaning for generations of local people who see them as the dwelling of gods. Today, the Tian Shan continue to amaze explorers and scientists alike, their glaciers, forests, and peaks standing as a testament to Earth's power, beauty, and resilience. Over thousands of years, a giant glacier flattened this valley and left behind more than 50 lakes, a landscape so rare and extreme, most people don't even believe it exists. Welcome to the Arabel Plateau. The plateau sits almost 4,000 meters above sea level in the southern part of the Issyk-Kul region. It lies near the Barskoon Gorge and the Kumtor gold mine. The average annual temperature is only 5 to 7 degrees Celsius, and the land is mostly bare with almost no trees or bushes. Only small plants such as grass, mosses, and lichens can survive in this high-altitude tundra. Heavy rainfall and melting glaciers create rivers, lakes, and marshes across the plateau. Each of the more than 50 lakes has its own shape and size, forming a striking pattern across the valley. Tourists can reach the plateau by car through the Barskoon Gorge, or by bike, horse, or on foot through the Juku Gorge and Arabel Pass. The plateau's unusual flat valleys and many lakes are the result of the glacier that once covered this area. More than 3,500 meters above sea level, a colossal ice layer hides in the Ala-Archa Gorge. Locals call it the White Valley, Ak-Sai Glacier, a place where climbers begin their journey to conquer the Kyrgyz Ala-To peaks. The glacier stretches for about 35 kilometers, making it the largest valley in the Ala-To range. Surrounding mountains form a natural semi-horseshoe, blocking warm southern winds and allowing the ice to accumulate into a thick layer. The glacier's ice falls create stunning patterns of white and blue, shaped over thousands of years. Around the valley, massive granitoid peaks, made of biotite and amphibole granites, rise sharply from older sandstone and phyllite formations. About 80 climbing routes start from here, offering paths for both beginners and experienced mountaineers. Tourists often use Ak-Sai Glacier to acclimatize before exploring higher peaks in the region. Its location, only 40 kilometers from Bishkek, makes this remote glacier surprisingly accessible for travelers seeking high-altitude landscapes. We gather info from many places. If you spot something wrong or have more to add, share it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Barskoon Waterfalls are a beautiful chain of 3 big waterfalls and several smaller ones, called the Tears of the Snow Leopard. The first small waterfall is easy to reach because the path is gentle and not steep, perfect for a short walk. After the first fall, the trail goes up the mountainside, passing Tian Shan trees and meadows full of edelweiss and barberry bushes. The main waterfall is the most stunning of all, and it usually takes 30 to 45 minutes to reach on foot. The second waterfall drops about 24 meters in an arc, and the mist from the water makes the area cool and refreshing. If the water flow is low, hikers can even cross the river to reach the base of the second waterfall safely. The third waterfall is smaller but very wild, and the path is steep and sandy, taking 45 to 60 minutes for fit hikers. From the top waterfall, you can enjoy amazing views of Barskoon Valley, Issyk-Kul, and the Tian Shan Kungoi Ala Too Mountains if the weather is clear. Up there, you might also spot mountain marmots, glaciers, and even patches of snow in August, making it a truly unforgettable hike. Sary-Chelek Lake is located in the Sary-Chelek Nature Reserve in western Kyrgyzstan, at the eastern end of the Chatkal Range. The lake stretches 7.5 kilometers long and 650 meters wide, covering an area of nearly 5 square kilometers. At 234 meters, Sary-Chelek is the second deepest lake in Kyrgyzstan and the third deepest in Central Asia. It sits at an altitude of 1,940 meters above sea level, surrounded by alpine meadows, taiga forests, and rapid mountain rivers. Walnut and fruit forests flourish around Sary-Chelek, adding to the biodiversity and scenic beauty of the reserve. The lake is drained by the Toktogul River, a tributary of the Kojata, which maintains the water's flow through the valley. Scientists believe Sary-Chelek formed after an earthquake, and the collision of mountain ranges blocked the Kojata River, creating this natural reservoir. Visitors can fish in the lake, explore the surrounding forests, and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere of this UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. Over 100 years ago, or maybe even longer, blood from a tragic love story carved the landscape of Kyrgyzstan. The red sandstone rocks of Jeti-Oguz, called the Seven Bulls, rise about 25 kilometers southwest of Karakol, each shaped like a massive bull lying down. According to local legend, a Kyrgyz Khan stole the wife of another Khan, and the wronged Khan asked a wise man for advice. The wise man told him to kill the wife so that her husband could never have her back. At a big feast, 7 bulls were killed as part of a ritual. The Khan then stabbed the wife, and her blood ran down the valley. The blood carried the bulls with it, and when they came to rest, they turned into the red rocks we see today. Nearby, a rock formation shaped like a broken heart marks the woman's grief, as another legend says she died of a broken heart after 2 suitors fought and killed each other over her love. The river Jeti-Oguz continues to flow through the valley, carving paths between pine forests and meadows, while the nearby Valley of Flowers blooms with poppies from May to early summer. Ancient burial mounds in the village show that people have lived and honored this land for thousands of years, making the valley not just beautiful, but deeply historic. Konorchek Canyon, also called Sulu Terek, is composed of red sandstone and clay, formed by erosion from dry riverbeds over 2 million years. The canyon runs for several kilometers in the Kyrgyz Ala-Kol Mountains. An extinct volcano nearby is estimated to be 2.5 to 3 million years old, influencing the shape of the surrounding rock formations. The sandstone walls display layers of red, orange, and sandy tones, showing the geological history of the area. Skazka Canyon, also called Fairy Tale, is located on the southern shore of Issyk-Kul Lake in Kyrgyzstan, about 120 kilometers from Balikchi. The canyon is famous for its red clay rocks, shaped by wind and weather over many years into unusual natural sculptures. One of the most famous formations is the Chinese Wall, named for its similarity to China's Great Wall. As you walk through the canyon, the rocks resemble castles, towers, animals, giants, and even mysterious faces. Legends say a seven-headed dragon once lived here, cursed the valley, and turned to stone, inspiring some of the canyon's strange rock shapes. The canyon floor is sandy with little vegetation, but small trees, gorse, and alpine ferns can be found in some areas. Climbing the canyon slopes gives visitors panoramic views of the colorful rocks and the nearby Issyk-Kul Lake. The colors of the rocks change with sunlight and weather, from deep red to shades of yellow, green, and purple. Skazka Canyon is best visited in spring or autumn, when the weather is mild and the landscape looks especially vibrant. Think the Silk Road is just an old story from your history book? Think again. In Naryn, that legendary trade route still shapes the land, the people, and the rhythm of life today. Naryn is Kyrgyzstan's largest region, stretching across 44,000 square kilometers of mountains and wide-open valleys. The Naryn River cuts a deep gorge right through the town, making it one of the most dramatic landscapes in the country. The town itself was founded in 1868 as a Russian fortress to protect caravans carrying goods between Kashgar and Jeti-Oguz. Today, the same route serves as the main highway to China through the Torugard Pass, keeping Naryn an important gateway for trade. Almost everyone here is Kyrgyz, and animal herding is still the main way of life. Sheep, horses, and yaks roam the summer pastures. Wool and meat are the region's key products, just as they were in Soviet times. Mining that once flourished here has mostly been abandoned, leaving the land quiet except for the sounds of animals and rivers. And in 2016, Naryn became home to the University of Central Asia's campus, an international project training students from across the region. Naryn is not a museum. It is a living part of the Silk Road, where history, herding, and trade still meet in the high mountains. To many, Karakol City is just a small dot on the map. But stand here and you'll see it's a gateway to the vast Issyk-Kul Lake, to Silk Road history, and to the trails that explorers risked everything to chart. In the 1880s, the city became a refuge for Dunguns, Chinese Muslims escaping war, who built mosques and introduced their cuisine. In 1888, Russian explorer Nikolai Przewalski died here of typhoid while preparing for an expedition to Tibet. To honor him, Tsar Alexander III renamed the city Przewalsk, a name it kept until the end of the Soviet Union in 1991. Today, the Przewalski Museum preserves its maps, journals, and personal belongings for visitors to see. Karakol is also known for its 19th century wooden Russian houses and the Dungan Mosque, built entirely without nails. From here, travelers set out to the nearby Tersky Alatow Mountains, hot springs, and the blue expanse of Issyk-Kul Lake. More than 4,000 meters above sea level, deep in the Tian Shan Mountains, a single gorge hides 6 waterfalls, an unusually high number for any place in Kyrgyzstan. Barskoon Gorge stretches about 40 kilometers along the southern shore of Lake Issyk-Kul, roughly 80 kilometers from Karakol. The lower part of the gorge is covered with steppe grasses and rare shrubs, but as the road climbs, massive Tian Shan spruce trees rise along both slopes. Above 2,800 meters, juniper groves take over, creating a green belt high in the mountains. Along this road stand unusual monuments and memorials that catch travelers by surprise. Three of the gorge's 6 waterfalls are open to visitors, each cascading from the cliffs into the river below. From many points along the way, you can see snow-covered peaks that reach over 4,000 meters into the sky. Barskoon Gorge remains one of the most scenic places on the southern coast of Issyk-Kul. Is it possible to find Mars in Kyrgyzstan? Yes, Mars Canyon near Kyrgyzstan looks just like the red planet with its bright red and orange rock formations. Wind and water have carved narrow gorges, valleys, and natural sculptures, creating a landscape that feels otherworldly. Despite its desert-like look, the canyon is full of life. Quiet trails, dramatic scenery, and few crowds make Mars Canyon a perfect adventure for hikers and photographers. This reservoir is the largest in Central Asia, holding nearly 20 billion cubic meters of water within its deep basin. Its southern shores reveal gentle sandy beaches where sunlight warms the water in summer. In contrast, the northern coast rises sharply, revealing rugged cliffs and hidden fjords carved by the Naryn River. The dam that created this reservoir powers two massive hydroelectric stations, fueling much of Kyrgyzstan's energy needs. Wildlife thrives in its waters, with trout, carp, and pike perch populating the depths. Snowmelt from surrounding mountains dramatically shifts water levels throughout the year, creating a constantly changing landscape. Local residents and travelers alike flock here for swimming, fishing, or simply watching the sunlight dance across the waves. High in the mountains, Tash-Rabat caravanserai dates back to the 15th century. The thick walls and domed central hall of Tash-Rabat demonstrate the remarkable skills of medieval builders. Today, Tash-Rabat stands restored, blending seamlessly into the rugged landscape that surrounds it. Kyrgyzstan-Azerbaijan Friendship Park covers about 5.5 hectares in the capital city. Construction started in January 2020, aiming to open during President Aliyev's visit. After some delays from political changes, the park finally opened on October 11, 2022. Both President Sadir Japarov of Kyrgyzstan and President Ilham Aliyev of Azerbaijan attended the ceremony, highlighting the park's diplomatic importance. Intumak Ordo, also called the Palace of Unity, is the official presidential residence in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. It became the home of President Sadir Japarov and the seat of the Cabinet of Ministers when it officially opened in 2024. The palace was built on the former site of the Soviet-era Issyk-Kul Hotel, which was demolished in 2022 to make way for this new project. While the palace represents modern Kyrgyz architecture and national pride, Some critics have raised questions about the building's cost and transparency. Dordoi Bazaar is the largest market in Kyrgyzstan and one of Asia's biggest public marketplaces. It stretches over a kilometer on the northeastern outskirts of Bishkek. Goods from China arrive here and are sold across Kazakhstan, Russia, and Uzbekistan, making the bazaar a key hub for trade. Orto-Tokoy Reservoir, built in 1960, is in the Kotkor district of Naryn region. It spans 24 square kilometers and holds 470 million cubic meters of water behind a 52-meter dam. The reservoir provides irrigation for farmland and has a hydroelectric station. The reservoir is relatively shallow along the edges, allowing safe access for fishing and small boats. Issyk-Kul Region is located in the northeast of Kyrgyzstan and covers an area of 43,735 square kilometers. Issyk-Kul Region borders Almaty Region in Kazakhstan to the north and Xinjiang in China to the southeast. The region is named after Lake Issyk-Kul, which is the second largest high-altitude lake in the world. Its terrain includes mountain ranges, deep valleys, and the shores of Lake Issyk-Kul, creating diverse natural landscapes. Several small rivers and streams from the surrounding mountains flow into Lake Issyk-Kul, supporting local agriculture. Tourism is mostly concentrated around the lake, with Soviet-era resorts and guest houses serving visitors from Kyrgyzstan and neighboring countries. Mountain passes in Issyk-Kul Region connect the lake area to remote villages, offering access to hiking trails, hot springs, and alpine meadows. Standing tall in Bishkek, Sarakhsi Mosque is one of the largest and most striking mosques in Central Asia. Construction began in 2012 and finished in 2018, funded by the Turkish Diyanet, to create a modern yet traditional place of worship. The mosque follows an Ottoman revival style and is inspired by the famous Kocatepe Mosque in Ankara, Turkey. It has 4 minarets, each 70 meters high, with 3 balconies surrounding a central prayer hall. Inside, the main hall holds 9,000 worshippers, and outdoor spaces expand the total capacity to 30,000 people. Marble imported from Turkey covers walls, floors, and columns, giving the mosque a polished, elegant finish. The mosque is named after Al-Sarakhsi, a medieval Islamic scholar, linking the modern building to centuries of history. In September 2018, Kyrgyz and Turkish presidents attended the inauguration, highlighting the mosque's cultural and diplomatic importance. Semenovskoye Canyon lies about 40 kilometers from Cholponata, stretching for 30 kilometers. Semenovskoye Gorge is surrounded by dense spruce forests and alpine meadows. Semenovskoye Canyon is considered one of the most scenic natural attractions near Lake Issyk-Kul, combining rivers, forests, and mountain landscapes in a single visit. Victory Square is located in Bishkek, east of Chuy Avenue, and commemorates the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. The square was constructed in 1985 to mark the 40th anniversary of the war's end. At its center stands the Victory Monument, accompanied by an eternal flame honoring fallen soldiers. A steel structure resembling a yurt rises with 3 curved arches, symbolizing the strength and unity of the Kyrgyz people. During the Great Patriotic War, over 360,000 Kyrgyz citizens served, and 100,000 never returned home. Commemorative steles around the square display the names of those who lost their lives during the war. Each year, on May 9th and June 22nd, memorial ceremonies are held at Victory Square to honor the heroism and sacrifices of previous generations. Visiting Victory Square allows travelers to experience both impressive architecture and the deep historical significance of Kyrgyzstan's role in World War II. Karakol Gorge lies on the eastern side of the Tersky Alatau Range, near the southern shore of Lake Issyk-Kul. Spanning 40 kilometers, it is a protected nature reserve with rich ecological and scenic value. The gorge serves as a hub for trekking and climbing. Vegetation here includes dense Tian Shan spruce forests, alpine meadows, and thickets of wild barbarian rosehip. Summer months bring a seasonal alpine camp, which acts as a base for mountaineers exploring the region. The varied terrain features rocky paths, meadows, and streams, making it ideal for both adventure and photography. Altyn-Arashan, meaning Golden Spring in Kyrgyz, is located about 10 kilometers east of Karakol City, along the Arashan River. The gorge is renowned for its natural hot springs, with water temperatures between 35 and 40 degrees Celsius, rich in radon and hydrogen sulfide. One side of the valley is covered with dense spruce forests, while the opposite slopes bloom with wildflowers, herbs, and low shrubs. The trail to the high-altitude Ala-Kol Lake runs through Altyn-Arashan, making the gorge a popular trekking route. Wildlife includes mountain goats, deer, bears, wild boars, and marmots, adding a touch of adventure for visitors. The main hot spring area provides an opportunity to relax after hiking or horseback riding through the valley. Altyn-Arashan is accessible by minibus from Karakol, and many travelers prefer to explore it independently without guides. Visitors can also experience traditional yurt stays, horseback riding, and photography amid scenic alpine landscapes. The gorge combines wellness, adventure, and nature, offering a memorable experience for both casual and experienced travelers. In the heart of Central Asia, the old Silk Road city, once called Frunze, is now Bishkek, a capital that blends Soviet history with breathtaking mountain beauty. Bishkek lies about 800 meters above sea level, just north of the Tian Shan Mountains, whose snow-capped peaks rise over 4,800 meters into the sky. Its history began in 1825, when the Khanate of Kokand built a fortress here to control caravan routes and collect tribute from Kyrgyz tribes. In 1860, Russian forces, with the approval of the Kyrgyz, destroyed the fortress and cleared the way for a new settlement. By 1868, a Russian town stood on the same site, keeping the original name Pishpek. In 1926, during Soviet rule, the city was renamed Frunze to honor Mikhail Frunze, a Bolshevik leader born here. Frunze became the capital of the Kyrgyz Soviet Socialist Republic in 1936 and grew with wide boulevards, Soviet-style apartment blocks, and marble government buildings. Most streets were built in a grid pattern and lined with narrow irrigation channels that keep thousands of trees green through the hot summers. When Kyrgyzstan gained independence in 1991, the city restored its historical name, Bishkek. Today, Bishkek combines Russian, Soviet, and Kyrgyz influences, making it a fascinating first stop for travelers exploring the country. Freedom always comes with a price. In Ala-Kol Square, that price was paid with blood during the 2005 Tulip Revolution, and it gave Kyrgyzstan a new beginning. On that day, over 15,000 people filled the square, demanding change. Clashes broke out, and 2 people lost their lives, with more than 100 injured. But by evening, the protesters had taken control of the square and stormed the White House. Kyrgyzstan's first president fled the country, and the revolution changed the nation forever. Built in 1984 to mark the 60th anniversary of the Kyrgyz Soviet Republic, it was once home to a massive Lenin statue. From Soviet days to freedom, from sorrow to celebration, Ala-Kol Square has witnessed it all. It remains the beating heart of Bishkek, where history, culture, and the spirit of the Kyrgyz people come alive. The Kurumduk River is a high-altitude river in eastern Kyrgyzstan, flowing through the Kakshaal Too Range near the Chinese border. It passes through the Ak-Sai Valley in the Atbashi district of Naryn region, a sparsely populated and rugged area. Kurumduk is a tributary of the Toktogul River, which itself is a branch of the larger Kakshaal River. The river originates from mountain glaciers and snowmelt, maintaining cold, clear water year-round. The river's course forms narrow gorges, small rapids, and shallow pools, ideal for adventurous trekking. The Kakshaal Too Mountain stretch 582 kilometers along the central Tian Shan, forming part of the Kyrgyzstan-China border. Sharp ridges, deep gorges, and cliffs make it a thrilling challenge for mountaineers. Kakshaal Too is a breathtaking destination, perfect for adventurers and nature lovers. Lake Pater-Bashik is a glacier-fed alpine lake in Barskoon Gorge, central Tian Shan. It sits at 3,598 meters, near the Sary-Chelek and Naryn River watershed. The lake lies where north, south, and east-west rivers meet, creating complex terrain. Its remote location makes it a peaceful spot, far from Kyrgyzstan's towns. Osh is Kyrgyzstan's second-largest city, located in the fertile Fergana Valley in the south of the country. It is often called the capital of the South and is considered the oldest city in Kyrgyzstan, with a history spanning more than 3,000 years. During the Soviet era, Osh developed an industrial base, which largely declined after the USSR's collapse, but is now slowly reviving. Road infrastructure improvements have greatly enhanced accessibility and trade for the city. Just 20 minutes from Bishkek, Alamedin Gorge is the closest alpine gorge to Kyrgyzstan's capital, making it a favorite weekend escape. The gorge sits 1,800 to 2,000 meters above sea level, with waterfalls, birch groves, and stunning views of peaks like Aytmatov in Kyrgyzstan. The Alamedin River runs through the gorge and continues all the way to Bishkek, giving the valley its name. Hiking here is easy and family-friendly. The trail to the main waterfall is about 5 kilometers from the parking area. In summer, the waterfall is surrounded by greenery, and in winter, it turns into a frozen cascade that looks like glass. Alamedin is also famous for its hot radon springs, where people come to relax and improve their health in natural pools. Alamedin Gorge is a place where nature, culture, and wellness come together. No wonder it's one of Bishkek's top destinations. From the sparkling waters of alpine lakes to the towering peaks of the Tian Shan, every corner of Kyrgyzstan tells a story. Mountain trails wind through lush meadows, while hidden gorges reveal waterfalls and wildlife waiting to be discovered. Ancient cities and modern streets sit side by side, showing how history and today blend seamlessly. Nomadic traditions continue on high pastures, where yurts dot the horizon and herders guide their flocks. Even in quiet valleys, the rhythm of rivers and the whisper of the wind carry tales of centuries past. Every step through Kyrgyzstan brings new perspectives, breathtaking views, and unexpected moments of wonder. And in the end, it's clear, this is a land where adventure never stops, and the journey itself becomes the destination. Thank you for joining this journey, and see you in the next adventure.